All right. Welcome back to... Nailing it. All right, welcome back to the ParkHopper Show, the great, big, beautiful podcast with Paul and Jenna.
Hello.
And today we're talking about, oh boy, we are talking about Disney's Hollywood Studios. Mm-hmm. Go. Tell me about Hollywood Studios.
Wow, that's an introduction.
Yeah, that was really, I am the king of the segue. So,
Bridge to nothing.
Hey, well,
so we
better than Terabithia.
Kind of, yeah, I almost went there.
Yeah, that was so sad.
We are going through all the parks in depth.
Yes, not today.
Not today, but we are getting there. So today we're doing Hollywood Studios.
I believe I said that.
Is not MGM.
But people know, because there's no such thing as MGM anymore, right?
People don't know.
No, but I'm saying that company went out of business.
Right. So that's gone, but I still get it's just I like it actually because that tells me that they went a long time ago.
I have a picture of
they'll be
it.
Like, so then on Tuesday we want to go to MGM and do Harry Potter. I'm like,
oh, hey, those people.
Hold on a second. Let's backtrack.
Listen, if you are still making those mistakes, this is why a Disney planner is good to help you because
I love it though.
That's
because
not Harry Potter.
I love planning for people like that because I get to open them up to a whole new.
In the industry, they call them dum-dums. That's not true.
No.
I don't know. I assume not.
So,
Yep.
Hollywood Studios, yes.
Formerly MGM Studios.
Formerly MGM.
Disney Studios, Florida, right? They called it something else before they called it Hollywood Studios.
Oh, that I don't know.
You go ahead. I'm going to look it up.
All that stuff. You know more about that than I do.
Anyway.
I am current, is what I am.
Yep. She is fresh as a daisy. All right, go ahead. Tell me about
Hollywood Studios. So when I sit down to help people plan their trip, we go over the map of Hollywood Studios. Hollywood Studios is the park logistically that confuses me the most.
It used to be a big Mickey head from the sky.
It used to be, yes, and then it was the Mickey Sorcerer hat, which
the layout used to be a big Mickey face.
Oh.
And then they started adding cool stuff to the place.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
So the centerpiece of the park used to be the Sorcerer's hat.
How long was that there?
No idea. Why do you ask me questions like that?
I'm sorry. Well, that was there. We're going to go in the Wayback Machine. 25 years ago, when they had the big cake at Magic Kingdom, that they also had the big Sorcerer's hat. It was like a maddening time to be a child because you went there and there was the big cake. And then Hollywood's MGM Studios, the big hat.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, this big hat. It's so cool.
It was really cool.
It was useless.
I did love the hat.
They should have put it on the Epcot ball and left it there.
Oh, that would have been fun.
It seems like a structural nightmare, but it would have been cool.
So now it is the Chinese Theater, which used to house the Great Movie Ride.
Oh, R.I.P.
I know. Did you love that? You love movies.
Oh, it is my daughter Adeline's favorite ride, and I have no idea why. Because she is not that person.
That movie ride.
I mean, where else can you take the kids and have aliens jump out and scare them for some reason in the middle?
And they love it.
We didn't talk about it in the Magic Kingdom episode, but the extraterrestrial. Did you ever ride that? The scary.
I do remember that now that you say that.
And it was like, oh, we're having a great time. And then everybody's terrified.
About that.
Yeah, it was only there like 2 years.
Yeah.
But we rode that. That was in the same MGM time.
Okay.
And then you go to MGM and they actually had a scene from Aliens in that movie ride.
Uh-huh.
But I did. I love the movie ride. I love being an old man. You go and you're like, oh, well, this is like a big robot coming out and doing something. Like the people, the cast doing hey, they had the guns in there.
Yes.
I'm going to take over the car. I'm going to take over. And you're like, whoa, I'm just at Disney World. Why am I getting kidnapped? And you're like, oh, thank goodness we got back.
I love it.
That was so fun.
And the Wizard of Oz. And then what we loved at the very end, they would go, Stella.
Oh.
I have a daughter named Stella. So
They did that because you had a daughter named Stella?
That's why they did it. We did love that ride. Mm-hmm. That has changed to, I can never say it right, Mickey's Runaway.
Railey. That's what we call it.
Is it Railway or Railroad?
I don't work
I think it's Railway.
I'm still trying to figure this out.
It is a fun ride. At first, I was a little disappointed because I like the old Mickey more than all the new Mickey cartoons.
Oh, yeah, because...
And so this is based kind of off the new Mickey.
Everything new is terrible.
So at first I was hesitant, but we did ride it. It looks really cute. It's fun. Definitely a completely different track than the Great Movie Ride. I thought it would be the same kind of track with just some animatronics going on, but no, there's a lot going on with it.
Oh.
So that's there now in the center of the park.
Do they still have the big Star Wars stage in front of it? Last time I was there.
They have a stage.
It had a big black wall, and it was like, get this out of here.
There used to also be the American Idol show. We used to love doing that.
Well, I remember. That was on your video. Your dad took that video of 6 hours of an American Idol show.
No, that was our video.
Were you there? Oh, that was your family video?
That was our family video. American Idol's not that old.
Whoa, shots fired at your dad. Goodness.
Well, I'm saying it wasn't
cool.
around
That was
your
your dumb home videos, yeah.
But we did video that whole thing.
The whole thing, come on.
We did the whole thing.
And I was like, something's going to happen. Maybe one of the kids are in there singing. No. Just the whole stage show for 2 hours. All right. Anyway, that's fun.
So that was fun. It's not there anymore. Okay, so when you walk in, to the right is...
Hang on. So when you go in, it's not Main Street per se as Disney World, but it is all the shops and junk.
Sunset Boulevard, is that what it is?
Out, again, I don't know. I did not know until the last time I was there that each area had its own little street from Hollywood.
Yeah.
But I was always I liked the movie backlot feel of it all.
Yes. So walking in, you do have the shops, and then to the right is now the oldest part of the park. That's where you have more shops, and then you have
there's a lot of shops at this place.
The Hollywood Tower of Terror.
Do you go that way or do you go left first?
Well, now we go straight back to Toy Story Land. Yeah, because we rope drop Slinky Dog.
Ooh, if you listen to the last episode, know what a rope drop is.
Yes.
Check it out.
Rope drop is in our Magic Kingdom episode. It's a Disney term that I throw out all the time, and Austin's always like, people don't know what you're talking about. But
he's a real killjoy.
It's in our last episode. So Hollywood Tower of Terror is over on the right. That is the elevator ride that goes up and down. Have you seen that movie?
I hear it's real scary.
It is so scary.
Lightning hit that building, 50 years ago. It caused guests to disappear.
One day we thought,
I've never seen that movie.
This would be fun. I think I found it for $5 at Kroger or something, so I brought it home.
That was a TV movie.
And it was really, I don't think we made it through the whole thing. It was pretty scary.
I don't think you're watching the same movie.
Although Haunted Mansion, now that goes back to our other episode, but Haunted Mansion is a fun movie.
With Eddie Murphy?
Yes.
They're redoing it without.
So good.
They're actually making a different one.
Oh, I didn't realize
because that movie didn't.
Yeah, we talked about that before.
Okay, but anyway, I have never seen that movie.
The Tower of Terror?
No, but that's
I mean, I think we rented it for Halloween one night, and we were just like, let's go and give everybody nightmares. But the ride, I don't ride it. Do you ride it?
Yeah.
You like the up and down?
I don't love it. And the last time we went as a family, my child was 4 or 5, and Addie rode it. We couldn't believe it. And I'm the one in the video screaming.
I think the pictures are the best.
Oh, we didn't. Well, I have pictures of me and my parents when I was a kid when it first opened. Because when it first opened, it dropped one time. We were there the first year it was there. And you got up there and you stood in line for 2 hours or 3 hours. And you dropped and you were like, well, that was cool. And then you left. And then the next year we went back to Disney World 2 in a row.
Surprise!
Little did we know they had randomized it where it could take you 1, 2, 3. So you drop and then it catches you and it throws you back up, or it drops you and then you drop. Oh, we didn't know.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have a vacation planner like Jenna because she was 10. And it was really horrifying, but we have pictures of us and my dad looked so scared.
That is a fun picture. So there is a camera on that ride.
And they open up at the top and you see the whole park. And then
you're like, oh, pretty. Ah!
Yep.
The Beauty and the Beast live shows back there, which isn't going on right now, but it is such a good show.
Live shows,
we love that.
I've seen it off Broadway.
Oh.
What a flex. Is it like the play, or what is the show?
Yeah, it's like a toned down version of the play.
Toned down?
It's not Broadway.
Animal love. What's toned down about it?
I forgot how you feel about Beauty and the Beast.
She fell in love with a wolf, or like a bear. What a weird story.
No, it's beautiful. There's music. It's a really good show. It's not like,
Yeah, we've never been to the show, so I don't know. Like the play is basically the movie on live action.
Right. So that's back there. Fantasia. Are you a Fantasia fan? That's back there.
My family is not. My wife hates it a lot.
Oh.
I don't mind it. I like the Sorcerer's Apprentice part of it. Hippos and tutus and such. I don't know about that.
The nighttime show, Fantasmic.
I like the music from Fantasia. That movie was not my jam.
Did you all do the night show, Fantasmic?
No,
so
those kids were off. They didn't. We did the Magic Kingdom shows, and that was it.
Yeah.
So you're missing what is the Scoops? Is that the name of that ice cream? There's an ice cream place on the corner right by the Tower of Terror. That is.
You like it?
Yeah.
I'm not a huge ice cream person.
No, you got those mashed potatoes in your stomach, so you don't have room for your
other episode.
Yeah.
Mashed potatoes. So also back there is Aerosmith's Rock and Roller Coaster.
Okay. Let's talk about this.
Uh-oh.
We got any thoughts on that?
It's fast and it's upside down.
Mm-hmm. It's a fun ride. I recommend the ride if you can fast pass it.
Okay.
The last time I was there, I stood in line for far too long.
You didn't do the single rider line?
Let me tell you, did not know it was there until I was halfway through my line, and I was like, this one's going to keep... I'm like, these people are walking by real fast, and they're not...
Oh, you didn't have me.
That line was atrocious. So when you go to Disney World, everything there is magic. You walk in, like the... Tower of Terror, you're walking through this cool old hotel. Everything's real dusty and gross, like it's old, and then... like Mine Train, like stuff like that. You walk through and there's scenes from movies. Rock and Roller Coaster is just wall.
Ew.
Wall. And there's not a single thing. There is a little bit of generic Aerosmith music playing, but when I was there, all you could hear was Disney Radio dance party next door. And this is horrible. And it just took so long. And then we got inside, and you're like, this inside it's cool.
Yeah.
Like a Hard Rock Cafe for about 10 minutes of an hour and a half line. And I was like, at this point, I'd about had it. But the ride itself, super fun. But boy.
So it does have a single rider line for those of you
single rider
listening.
line, fast pass, something. Don't ride that full. It's not worth it.
So a single rider line means you can bypass the line and ride it by yourself, and you might be put with another family or something. So it's not the best idea if you have a young kid with you that doesn't want to be separated from you, because basically they're just going to fill you in where there's an empty spot. But if you want to ride it by yourself, or you have teenagers that want to ride it by themselves, that's a great way to get past the big line.
And it is a super fun ride. It goes upside down. It's inside. It's not as scary to me as Space Mountain for some reason, but it's fun.
Yeah.
It's real fast though. Like it's less than a minute, and then you're like, huh. I was in line a long time.
So like it's a short ride.
Oh yeah, it is real fast and short.
Okay.
But like I said, it's super fun if you didn't stand in line for an hour to see it.
Yeah.
If you were in line 45 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, awesome. But any longer than that, I'd pass it.
There's also a new Lightning McQueen show back there. Did you know that?
I was waiting for the crickets to chirping because what?
It's not very popular, but there's this little. Theater you can sit in, and it's basically like an IMAX all around you, and it's just a little short video from the movie, and the cars are racing around you and stuff.
Well, as long as we're in Hollywood studios, Disney's really known for their movies. Let's talk cars real quick. What is your family's opinion on Cars?
Oh, we love Cars.
All three of them? The Cars
I don't like the airplane one.
Well, that's not a different one. Disney made that. That's not Pixar. Planes?
Okay. Yeah, I don't like that one.
Yeah.
But I do like all the Cars.
The cleverly titled Planes.
We had Cars.
Well, then Boats was coming up next, I'm sure, but that was not a Pixar movie. I like the first one, and then, boy, I'm sure Larry the Cable Guy's a nice guy, but there's only so much of that I can take.
Oh, I love it.
Man, he has a host, but he has 8 different short movies that come on.
Yeah, I don't watch all of those.
Get out of here. But that first one I thought was good, and the third one where the guy almost died.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's pretty hard for a
That was big. Movie. It was. Pixar movies are deep.
Yeah. We might talk about that later, about Which
well,
ones?
and
We'll have a whole podcast about Pixar
when
movies.
we do our Disneyland podcast, we'll go into Cars because
You know what? Cars Land looks so fun.
Cars Land is so fun.
Yeah, but that's not what we're talking about today.
Nope. We're back at Hollywood
about
Studios.
This
okay.
unpopular Lightning McQueen ride.
Lightning McQueen show. It's back there in the corner. So it's a good thing to do if you're waiting for somebody to ride those two big rides, Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster. You could take the little ones to do the cars.
Now let me ask you something real quick because we're getting ready to go to the next area. Now, I will say Magic Kingdom is laid out magically, a big circle. My one beef, well, we have a couple beefs with Hollywood Studios we'll get to. But you get there, you do all the fun stuff, and then you truck it right back. There's no, connection. What is going on there?
I know. That is the only park I get lost in. Like, I don't stand there and go,
you just touch base and you go back down over the middle.
I get lost over by the Muppets. There's so many little side streets. There's New York in the middle. I get lost over there. But anyways, yes, you're right. You have to go back to the main street and then head down another way. Down the next turn is Disney Junior, and then that used to be where you would go see the Star Wars characters. Yeah. That all is kind of under some change right now, and it's kind of where the lines go.
Well, my child loved Disney Junior. Addie loved it. Was so strange, and she went and hugged all those people, and I was like, "This is weird," because I would have never thought she'd buy into all that, but she loved it.
Oh, Julia did too. She danced with Sophia.
Oh, we got Sophia and Doc McStuffins.
The Disney Junior live show used to be so good. For little ones. They do have.
I'm sure.
Oh yeah. They do have Hollywood and Vine Restaurant is starting to bring back the Disney Junior characters. So that's one way to get them in. And they do walk around the park. Right now with COVID, we've talked about they don't have the big parades, but the characters do walk around. Doc McStuffins has a face shield and 2 masks on. She's like, "Time for your vaccine." Stuffy's like, "It's just a cold. It's just a cold." I can't smell.
And Wheezy from Toy Story.
Oh, God.
It's fun. I've just been on a Dusty Oak show.
We just took a turn.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Bring it back. All right.
Now we're heading to the back. Back behind the Chinese theater.
I'm watching your hands like it's helping me at all. So we have gone through what used to be the MGM arches. Correct? It's the Disney Studio arches, but we haven't come back out front, in front of...
We're not in front of the Chinese theater. There. We're still kind of on the side of it.
Is this where Incredible Street is?
Not yet.
It used to be Pixar.
We're getting there.
Oh.
So yeah, back behind the Chinese theater, you have the Walt's Dream. Have you done that? I love it.
Goodness, no. I guess we don't go enough.
I mean, it's just a walkthrough.
Oh, okay.
You walk through it, and it's a mini museum. It has his elementary school desk, and it kind of...
You just let it go. Okay.
No Mickey.
It was a mini museum.
I didn't get it.
Oh, no, it's fine.
I got it now.
Hey.
So you kind of walk through a little mini museum of Walt and how he got started. So that One Man Stream, I think is what it's called. That's back there. And then you're heading over behind the theater more. You're getting to the Toy Story Land, which is so cute.
Question. You can get there from that side, from behind it?
Yeah. You go over to the left?
So the last time I went, everybody, a month before Star Wars opened up, and that was the last time I've been to Disney Hollywood Studios. Mickey's Railway wasn't open up.
Yeah.
And it was, you don't have a bad day at Disney, but that place, there wasn't a lot going on.
Yeah.
It wasn't really hopping per se then. I did not know that it connected back then because that used to be the Pixar area, and they made it into a big brick.
They probably did have stuff blocked off at that point.
Yeah, so you couldn't walk around. It was like nothing was connected when I was there. It was very strange. Yeah. But now that it connects, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's all open.
Oh, good.
And it takes you right into Toy Story Land.
Yeah, amazing.
And you'll see toy soldiers walking around.
It used to be a dead end. It was like the Incredibles city, and it was like it was just stopped. Oh, it was awful.
Yeah, and then they have the big
Incredibles is terrible if you missed the last episode.
The Woody that you can talk to and get, or that talks and you walk by and get your picture.
The Slinky Dog, great.
Love Slinky
It's so
Dog.
fun. It's so good.
He's so cute. He's just a little Slinky Dog. His face is so cute. And then at the end, you have Wheezy singing to you.
Oh, yeah. With his 2 masks on.
Like this.
Is that how it is? He's got his little microphone. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. That's a fun ride.
And it has a lot of little hills.
If you're not watching the video, you're missing out. It is the Jungle Cruise, but sideways. That ride, see, that has good. I'll say that one is a good one to walk through because it's got. You feel like you're in a Tinker Toy Town.
Yeah.
It's
so walking
cool.
through Toy Story Land is supposed to feel like you're a toy.
Yeah.
Everything is large. You've got the big Christmas lights hanging, the big bulb lights hanging above you, and you've got big toys, and it's supposed to make you feel like a little toy.
It is amazing. Like, it is really the Disney detail that you're like.
And it's really fun at night.
Magic. Well, every little bit is like, it's like a big box. It's like, it's real cool. And it's the opposite of Rock and Roller Coaster. So I don't understand.
A big box of crayons next to you.
So fun. There's a big wall.
I really like when you're in line for Slinky Dog. I like all the games. Well, I guess that's Toy Story Mania too. Like you've got the Scrabble game that's up on the board.
Yes.
All that stuff. Okay, so rope drop. You would rope drop Slinky Dog or Toy Story Mania. If you're not a roller coaster person, you could rope drop Toy Story Mania. Both of those have long lines. Toy Story Mania has been there forever, but now it's in Toy Story Land, and it's the shooting game.
It's super fun, too.
It is super fun.
I would recommend, so just around the time I was there, I rope dropped Slinky Dog, and it was still 45 minutes.
Was it really?
That's
not bad, though.
Well, I started walking, and then you get the like, these people are all going to the, and I was like, am I not going fast enough? And then sure enough, 45 minutes.
Did you elbow anybody?
No, I couldn't believe that it was, and I got there, and I'm like, oh. Well, this line is going to get unseemly. And without Fastpass now, that's going to be, you really want to hop on that.
Well, when we went in December, the line was backed up to the Little Mermaid show. We didn't talk about that. It's closed down right now. But do you know where that is? By Disney Junior.
You know what? Oh, gosh. Oh,
but it's because it's so spaced out. So I think we stood in line for maybe 45, 50
That's how long it
minutes.
was. And it was fine because it was the cool new, and it was pretty new when I was there. And then Toy Story Mania, no line. When I walked out, I was like, I'm going to come back and hit this. And I came back, and it was, should have hit it when I was here.
Yeah. But you also have the Alien Swirl, which is a spin ride. We don't do it.
But let's talk about Andy's Toy Box, because that place...
Andy's Lunchbox?
What did I say?
Toy Box.
Yes, let's not talk about
Hopefully you don't eat out of his toy box.
He's probably some goldfish crackers or something in there, Fruit Loop. Andy's Lunchbox is amazing.
What'd you get?
I got some potato barrels.
Is that what they were called?
Something ridiculous because Orada, I guess, is a tater tot company. And had that in a grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we got grilled cheese.
And some kind of Pop-Tart thing. Oh, so good.
Cute.
It was the best. But it was so good, and it was so filling, and it was...
It's all outdoor seating.
$10 or something crazy for like all that. And I was like, usually the Disney stuff, like I mentioned in a previous episode, we had a candy apple that was $10. But this whole meal, and I was like, this is very filling. Like it was a lot of food for that. But it was so good.
My one beef with Toy Story Land is the lack of shade.
Oh, there was no shade.
No shade. And so I
Just
think they have added,
that I was throwing
the last time we were there, they have added some umbrellas. But like the lunchbox, it's all outside,
Is it a deep commentary on how you should take better care of your toys? Bring them in the house and love them. Because they're just outside and they're hot.
They're sitting outside.
They should have a couple of those army men melted into the ground on a hot day.
All right, that's Toy Story Land. It's really cute, fun.
Now, I feel like you're rushing through a little bit, but is it because you want to get over to...
We've got a lot to talk about.
Well, let's talk about real quick my favorite there, the Muppet Show. Muppet 3D.
I love the Muppet Show. Okay, how much do you love the end when it looks like the wall breaks open and all those 90s people are there?
I love the whole thing. Everything about it is great. I like the pre-show. It's also silly. Yes. And I don't love the Muppets TV show that's come on Disney Plus. No. It's very strange. I'm like, I don't know who any of these stars are. This is very of its time, but I love the Muppets in general.
Did your kids like it? The 3D show?
Addie liked it, I think. I don't think anybody loved it as like I did, but my kids they're worst. You like what Dad likes, so you like nothing, is what I say.
Well, yeah, I think my family has come to appreciate it, but I definitely like it more than they do.
And one thing that we learned from watching various things on YouTube, the pizza rizzos, It's fun because they have this upstairs area that's like a wedding reception setup.
Oh.
So it's a little pizza
We haven't been there in a long time.
What is that place called? Like a quick...
Is it a quick service?
Quick service pizza restaurant. And it's set up like an old Italian...
It is quick service, yeah.
Yeah, it's like an old Italian kind of pizza restaurant. But upstairs, it's set up a room like someone's having a wedding reception, and there's lights and dancing. And the tables are set up fun. And then
there are some fun dining options.
Well, the little sign for the people getting married, if you look at it, it's those, it's like a felt board with the little letters, but you can see the letters that were there before. And like, it was for, it was real sad. It was like for a funeral or something was there for like and it was something about, it referenced the, Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, which is another movie that I love that no one in my family looks. Look it up at Christmas time. It was free on Amazon Prime last year.
No idea what you're
Emmett Otter and his mom are just trying to make ends meet, and he plays the jug in the jug band. it's real touching.
Okay.
Yep. Moving on.
So there's that. Over in that area are some really good restaurants. You have the Sci-Fi Diner, which is one of our favorites.
The best.
The best.
The best.
So hard to get into right now.
Yep.
I am having the hardest time booking it for people because I guess the seating is so limited with COVID. But Sci-Fi Diner is...
But you're in your own car.
But sometimes they share cars with other families. Like if you have a small family...
Gross. Get a bigger family. Sit in my car. Get out of town. I've never had to sit with another family there.
So I think... I don't know. Anyways.
That place is the best, though. I could do a whole episode about Sci-Fi Diner.
Oh, I love Sci-Fi Diner. It's an indoor drive-in, and your table is in an old convertible car, and they show old black and white sci-fi movies on the screen. Yeah. So it's, burgers and shakes. I think we've gotten steak there before, and it was good. Salads are good. And then we love...
smooch if no one's watching because you're in your car at the drive-in. You get a little smooch from your...
Oh, yeah. With your milkshake.
You sound like the waiter. The waiter came over and gave you a smooch with it. I don't know about that.
So then, Mama Melrose. We love Mama Melrose.
Is that the one where they yell at you?
No, that's the 50s primetime.
Okay.
Mama Melrose is Italian.
Yeah.
And they do have delicious gluten-free options.
So you guys really fill up on the carbs when y'all are in this. That's Italian restaurants and
it's
home
good.
style.
We like that one.
Do you eat meatloaf at the other one where they yell at you, the 50s diner?
We haven't been there.
No?
More people are going there now that they can't get into sci-fi. It's so hard. So a lot of people are going to the 50s primetime diner and that's like, eating in the 50s, and they'll come over and yell at you to get your elbows off the table and little things like that. It's fun. Indiana Jones.
Oh.
What'd you think about that?
Did it for the first time the last time I was there.
Oh.
I loved it so much.
Yeah.
Loved it so much.
Good.
It was surprisingly, I don't do shows, but like I said, there was nothing open. Like it was their influx period before they opened up.
Yeah.
All the good stuff. So I got a good seat. And I was just down in front, and it was so cool.
Yeah.
And it was really amazing you don't have to love Indiana Jones to like it.
No.
You might remember
it's a
it
fun
from
stunt show.
The Full House episode where they go and DJ's seeing her boyfriend everywhere. Nope, nothing.
At Hollywood Studios?
At all of Disney World. Because when the ABC shows went to Disney World, and it didn't matter where they were, they're like, I'm in the wrong place. I got to head over to Epcot. I'll see you in 5 minutes. And you're like, all right. Don't know how you got to your car, but it's fine.
Okay.
She saw
I forgot about that.
She saw her boyfriend Steve.
Steve.
She thought Steve was
Aladdin.
Indiana Jones. He was actually the voice of Aladdin. Yeah. Fun fact. So good times.
Okay.
Michelle was queen for the day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fun.
Because she rubbed Aladdin's lamp in a promotion that has never happened at Disney World. I don't know, but it made you want to go when we watched it on TGIF. All right. So yes, I loved Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Also, take it back to last episode. Man, episode 3, you're going to not want to miss episode 3.
That's a big one.
Cracker Barrel, they used to sell whips too. Like Indiana Jones.
Oh, really?
Go get a gun and a whip.
With your coon hat.
He was out there whipping it. I'm like, oh, nice. I remember that. Those days when it was just like, just don't hit me so in the face. Not in the face, not in the face.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, so much dangerous things. But it's a good show. It's like a surprisingly good show to be 30 years old. Or it's not new, but it's funny and it's good. Yeah.
All right, that leads us to the big one.
You are talking about. Man, I was going to make a couldn't think of anything lame.
Da, 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 da,
You were
da,
talking about
da, 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 da.
Just go ahead. I could not think of a single reference to bring up at the place. Star Wars Land.
Star Wars Land.
Never been there.
So fun.
It was a galaxy far away.
Galaxy's Edge is
and
what
a month
it's called.
away from me. Yeah, so close.
Dang it. We actually experienced it first in Disneyland.
Okay.
When we went last year, the one in Disney World hadn't opened yet. Or it had, but we hadn't been to it yet. So we went to the one in Disneyland, and then we've been in the one in Disney World.
Well, I'm just going to read a book while you talk about it because I've never been. I don't have anything to add. So
oh my goodness!
You just go ahead and tell me all about your amazing time.
So, backstory: we did not. I think I have said this in episode 1. We were not Star Wars people. I didn't grow up with Star Wars. Our girls didn't grow up with Star Wars.
Well,
so we weren't
Austin.
like that family. But
did Austin do Star Wars? Let's talk about Austin real quick.
He did not.
He doesn't seem like it. He seems more manly.
He saw the one, like one came out in college when we were in college.
Yuck.
And he saw that one. But so last Christmas break, when we got Disney Plus,
Never mind, just keep going.
we watched them all and just loved them. We loved them.
All right, well.
And you have to start with the originals and watch those first and then do the new ones.
We made it mostly through. We skipped one. I mean, that kid's like 5 years old, and Natalie Portman's like 30. And she's like, no, this guy, like the cut of his jib. He's a good-looking guy.
That was pretty weird.
Like, change me. Future wife, I made a boom-boom. He was just so young. It was so strange. But we skipped that one entirely. But we watched it enough that there's going to be some Star Wars spoilers. So you might want to pause or fast forward. My child didn't know who Darth Vader was until he became Darth Vader.
That's a big deal.
She cried.
Oh, I remember that.
You
told me that.
It was magic. She was like, when is this guy going to show up? And I was like, oh, you'd be surprised.
That's funny.
And then, oh, no, no. She was so invested in that love story. Oh, my goodness.
That's funny.
It was great watching it through those eyes.
It's a great story. I love it.
Through her eyes, it was amazing to watch.
So we watched them all so that we could better appreciate the park. And
all right, now take us off on one more tangent.
It's just so fun.
One more Star Wars. You've seen all 9 of them then? Because there's 3.
6, yes.
Why did...
Oh, dear.
What do you think about Rey and...
I love Rey.
What's the other guy? Hairdo. Mask. Can't think of his name.
Oh, Kylo Ren.
Why did they kiss at the very end?
That is a strange story.
There was nothing there for 3 movies. You thought they were brother and sister for most of it? They were leading that on because they were kind of like,
I did think they were related most of the time.
Then they're dying and kissing, and I was like, well, this movie, what on earth? Come on.
Well, he changed.
Okay, so
for a second.
But then she was like, I'm in love with this guy, not this other guy that I've kind of been in love with for the last 2 movies. But anyway, all right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what's going on at Star Wars Land.
Okay,
Galaxy's Edge. Galaxy's Edge.
Galaxy's
that's right.
Edge. They have 2 rides. One of them is called the Smugglers Run, which is the Millennium Falcon. That is Luke Skywalker's ship.
You're just throwing out terms like you're some kind of pro. My goodness.
Probably am butchering it, but
no, that's perfect.
Okay, so Smugglers Run is your family is on Luke Skywalker's ship.
Oh.
Now with COVID, when we get past COVID, they may put a couple people in because it fits 6 people. So I don't know how they're going to do that.
They take whoever you sat with at the Sci-Fi Diner and they put you in. They're like, you're in your pod now.
You're in your pod.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so you have 2 people flying, you have 2 people that are shooters, and you have 2 people that are engineers. And you push all these buttons and you do all these things. And the pilots, the people flying it, are actually moving, determining what the ship does.
Okay.
And so it can be a little nauseating if you get motion sickness. I had a hard time with it a little bit. It was very shaky and have you ever seen a video of the Chewbacca code? I've
heard that there's a Chewbacca mode and you have to do different cool stuff.
I wanted to do it. I had all these plans to try to do it and video it, and by the time you get in there, they strap you in, and some of the code happens before they strap you in, and so we didn't get to do it. But if you should look for a video on people unlocking the Chewbacca code, because then Chewie is voicing. He's not in your ship, but you hear him talking to you and stuff.
Is he like? That's fun.
He's exactly like that. So that's one ride. Then there's the Rise of the Resistance.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, that is not Star Wars music, but
Well, you need a button for that.
You keep
I like it. I like it. Keep it going. Okay, so. All right, so I have some notes that I'm going to.
She's going to be doing this by herself.
Reveal on Rise of the Resistance.
Yes, please.
So Rise of the Resistance.
Are these your notes that I'm looking at over here?
Yes.
Okay.
Does not have a line. You cannot go get in line for Rise of the Resistance.
That sounds amazing. You just walk right on.
As if.
Wow.
Went back to my Tanner days.
Wow.
So it's called a boarding pass.
This is the time of it.
So the day that you're going.
Mm-hmm. Wait, is this the Jenna tip for the day?
Okay.
Rise of the Resistance?
This is our tip for the day.
Okay.
It's a lot of tips, actually, but this is how to get on Rise of the Resistance.
Tips for
now,
today.
I cannot guarantee you're going to get it.
She can't, she won't.
I can't, I won't, but...
But the secret is, if you
tips
book
help.
with her, 100% guaranteed.
No. I wish. So, on the day that you go at 7 a.m., you can book your boarding pass. Now, Paul, are you going to book it at 7:01?
No, I'm not.
No. If you book it at 7 o'clock and 30 seconds, they're gone. Okay, so let's talk about how to get this. You used to have to be in the park. Thankfully, now, you can do it from your hotel room.
Oh.
So you pull up your app.
This is your hotel room at Disney World, right?
Is
Not like
good
the
and
Holiday
bad.
Inn down the...
I don't know. I've
Lexington?
had people that live in Orlando that
You have to
do
be
it.
in Florida.
You have to be close, I think.
Okay.
I don't know where. But I guess the downside to that is it used to be just people that were hardcore enough to
Question.
get into the park early.
I'm raising my hand. Question.
Yes, Paul.
Okay. So, you have to now in this COVID era and probably in the future, you also have to have your day planned out and be booked into Hollywood Studios for the
You're
day
correct.
as well.
Yes.
So you have got to have your day.
So with COVID now, you have to reserve what park you're going to each day. So you know you're going to Hollywood Studios on Wednesday. And so Wednesday morning.
Because if you're going to Magic Kingdom and you're going to try to half-day pass or whatever, you're not
cannot
getting
do this.
into this Rise of
No.
Resistance in the afternoon.
Right. That's a good point. If you have a
Thank you.
ParkHopper, your reservation has to be to Hollywood Studios that day for you to do this. So it has to be your first park. So it opens at 7 a.m. That doesn't mean you open your phone and pull up your app at 7 a.m. and click the buttons. Oh, no. Here are the tips. Make sure you have the current version of the My Disney experience. So if you've been offered an upgrade on your
Let's
app
do
or
it.
whatever,
Yeah.
you need to do it. 30 minutes before your window opens, check the internet speed on your devices. Okay? So make sure everything's running smoothly. Turn off the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, because everybody's going to be on that
Or
Wi-Fi.
see what's better. See if your phone's running better on the Wi-Fi or off the Wi-Fi. I think turning off the Wi-Fi has been better lately.
Now, I have heard that because everybody's doing it all at once, maybe not in the hotel, but if it goes back to rope drop
right.
days, everybody's on the Wi-Fi
And
that I didn't know was free
locks
to
up.
begin with. So I've never been on the Wi-Fi
Yeah.
at Disney. So
Oh, yeah. 5 minutes before your window opens, pull up a world clock on another device. So we I'm not kidding, we downloaded a world clock on Austin's phone, okay? And we were like waking up. We were in our hotel room, 6:45, we're waking up, he's got his phone, and he's got the world clock. I think Apple devices are pretty on with the world clock, but I think our Androids are a little off. So get your world clock so you know the second it opens. 3 minutes before your window opens, log into your app. Okay? Now, be ready. Don't forget your password. Don't be one of those that's like, oh no, what's my password? Does it have an exclamation point? Does it have an uppercase letter? I don't know. Have it ready to go. Okay? Log in. Pull your screen down and refresh it. Okay? Continue to keep an eye on the world clock 2 to 3 seconds before the boarding group window. So, 2 to 3 seconds before 7 a.m. So somebody else in your room's counting down on the world clock, counting down the seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7. We did this, okay? When they get to 3 seconds, you hit join boarding group on your app, okay? Then it'll bring up everybody in your party. You got to check everybody. And then it'll take you to the next screen, get boarding group. or join boarding group. Then it'll tell you either successfully got a boarding group or you did not. Now, we did all of those steps and did not get it. But good news is now you have 2 opportunities during the day. So you can do all that again at 1 o'clock when you're in the park, because you're going to go to the park. So we went to the park. We were on the Mickey Railroad ride, and we're spinning and doing all this stuff, and I'm on my app trying to get us on the next thing, and we did get it. Now, nice. This little old couple in front of us was trying to, and they did not get it, so we felt so bad.
Did you then, in turn, give up your turn?
No. We just celebrated silently. Austin was like, don't cheer.
It was probably that couple from Up. And that was their one time that they were like, boy, I wish we'd have been able to have kids and be here with them, but you know how. That's life.
So then it'll give you a boarding group number. Congratulations, you're in boarding group 86. I always say 86 when I tell this story. I don't know why. So then throughout the day on the app, they're going to release what boarding groups they're boarding. We are now currently boarding groups 1 through 10. We are boarding groups 11 through 20. And when your boarding group is boarding, you have an hour to get there. So it'll say, guess what? It's time for your boarding group to board. You can get to the ride between 3:05 and 4:05. It'll tell you the time. Then when you go to the ride, you get in their line, which really isn't that long of a line because it's just those boarding groups, and then you get on the ride, and it is amazing. It's 20 minutes long. Basically, and
that's why you're not allowed to ride it, because it's 20 minutes long.
The story is you are captured on Darth Vader's ship.
I don't know.
You don't want to know?
No, I've not watched any of the videos online about it.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, I won't spoil it then. It's so fun.
If you want to know, you'll have to check it out yourself by booking a trip with Jenna. Reading Rainbow.
So those are my tips for that. Try it.
What do they check when you go to the line to make sure you're in the boarding group?
Your app. Or you scan your band. Okay. Your band will work, or you show them on your app that you're boarding.
Suppose you have a family of 4. What if you saw another family of 4 and you kind of gave them the old drug them in the bathroom and took their bands, like in Star Wars? Like those.
Yeah, if you want to choke them out and take their bands, you're good.
The Jenna tip for the day.
No, it's not. Don't believe them. So that's Rise of Resistance. It's super fun. It's worth the hassle. I can't guarantee it. Not everybody gets on it. And yeah.
Sorry, losers. Only the cool kids get
Try
on.
to book your Hollywood Studios day during the middle of the week, not on the weekend. That'll help. Yeah.
Well, it sounds super fun. I really want to go. What about these weird hot dogs with coleslaw and stuff they sell there? Eat any of that stuff at Galaxy's Edge? We watched
They
these
do
the videos.
have Oga's Cantina.
Yeah,
which
with
is
the blue milk and the green milk. Have you had any of that?
We didn't get blue milk. We're not big milk people, but we did get.
They put booze in it.
My girls got some little drink with frog eggs in it. It was cute. I don't know.
Not real frog eggs, right? I assume it's like Orbits, like those old candy.
Yeah,
old drinks. Yeah.
So Oga's Cantina is a lot of fun. It does really feel like one of those Star Wars bars. You've got the DJ, the robot DJ. Yep.
Okay, that's not the song. That's Six Flags.
You do share a pizza. You share a table with other people.
You share a pizza with other people.
So right now with COVID, it is very limited. It's so hard to get into. I always tell people, if you don't get a reservation, just walk up and see what the wait is to put your name down. There's not a lot of food. They have weird nuts and weird food. I don't know. But
it all looks really gross. I'll be honest with you. We've seen the videos of them eating food there, and it all looks real terrible.
Yeah, it does. Now, the people we were sitting with, they did get food, and they liked it. I didn't ask them for a bite, but they liked it. And the drinks were fine.
Well, I'm glad you didn't ask them.
But it was a fun place. There is a super fun magic shot in Star Wars Land.
Okay.
Well, there's a lot of magic shots, actually, but there's one with Baby Grogu.
You're wearing a microphone. Well, Grogu, of course, is the terrible name given to Baby Yoda.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen The Mandalorian, you don't know, but his name is Grogu, little Baby Yoda. He's so cute. Now, in the park, they don't call him one or the other. They call him the child.
Yeah.
So they don't want to give it away if you haven't seen it. But there is a magic shot where you're standing there, and then they put him floating in your picture. He's really cute. The Star Wars characters walk around all the time. Austin had a standoff with Kylo Ren. He stood in his face and he told him he wasn't as scary as his grandpa. As his grandpa, right?
I'm not,
yeah.
I'm more of a jock.
And the guy was like, Kylo Ren was like, I will not waste my time with you.
That's a true story.
Yeah, it is.
That's funny.
Stormtroopers walk around all the time. Rey and BB-8 are up on a bridge walking around. It's really, and Chewie's there. So there's a lot going on. It's very immersive.
And one day I'll be there, but
you will, hopefully soon. That's Star Wars land. Lots of shops. Oh, you can build a droid. And you can build a lightsaber. Yeah. We have the droid. I should have brought it out.
That's okay.
Our girls built a droid. They're cute, and they kind of interact with the land. You have to make reservations for that, too.
Yeah.
So that is, Hollywood Studios now has Toy Story Land and Star Wars Land, so there's a lot to do there. Definitely a full day now. And... did we miss anything in Hollywood Studios?
No. I miss the old Hollywood Studios a lot. I mean, I'm fine with Star Wars. I miss the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids playground and the lights.
I do miss that.
The Christmas lights.
Yes, the Osborne.
Sure.
Yeah.
Osborne family lights.
Yeah.
And we went when it was, you go on the long backlot tour, and they were like, those people are sewing dresses. Those people are animating a movie. And you're like, oh, man. There's the house from the Golden Girls. You're like,
fun. Yeah.
Look at all that fun stuff. That was back when
the good old days.
It was like a backlot tour. Like like Hollywood Studios was like a studio in Florida where they made movies there. So. But we have come to the fun part where I'm going to ask you the question of the day.
What you got?
And that would be, speaking of Hollywood Studios... okay, so you like the Star Wars trilogies, all three of them? Mm-hmm. What other Disney had a better trilogy? The Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or the Mighty Ducks? Yeah.
I haven't seen Mighty Ducks in a long time.
Yeah.
I gotta go with Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
But
then
all
they blew
three
them
of them?
up, right? Honey,
well, see, there's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Honey, We Blew Up the Kid, starring Felicity from the show Felicity. And Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
That I was doing some Wikipedia search. One of the girls from there was in the Nexium cult, which, if you haven't looked into that, don't.
Yeah.
But one of the kids from Mighty Ducks was Jussie Smollett, that guy who pretended to get beat up and hate crimed a couple years ago in Chicago. That was on Empire or one of those shows like that.
Yes.
He was that kid that called everybody a cake eater. It was his brother.
I did not know that.
I didn't know it either, but that's what happens when you do some research.
All right.
And Kenan Thompson. Remember from SNL?
Yes.
He was so good.
What was he?
He was in Mighty Ducks too.
Okay.
He was, for some reason.
Are those on Disney Plus?
Oh yeah.
We need to watch those.
They're getting their own Disney Plus series, Mighty Ducks series, which who knows.
Interesting.
They've just done like an updated picture of the kids now, and yeah, there's a lot of kid actors. Not all of them did real great, but Kenan's doing good.
Yeah.
And then Mighty Ducks 3, a little rough. So
yeah, I can't say I was a fan.
It was very strange. I did.
What do you think about the Toy Story series?
Well, that's not a trilogy. Although I don't like number 4. It was just, I mean, it was a good,
sad.
Okay, number 4. Why was it sad?
So sad.
I didn't understand that one.
At the end when they all part ways.
So my daughter hates marionettes, or not marionettes, those puppets, like the ones that were his, she hated, and that thing came up, and
that was a really good impersonation. Do that again.
I do that to her all the time.
Julia does a good Gabby.
Well, that came up, and I laughed out loud in the theater, and no one else was laughing because I knew, and she looked down at me and like, no, Dad. And I was like, you hate those things. That's like her, like,
now,
scariest.
Why did she look down at you?
Because she knew I was laughing. Together? Well, it was me and Lily, and then her and Nick.
Like we were all down the row.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, what, Dad? And I was like, because she hates Goosebumps because of that.
Yeah.
That puppet. But anyway, the first one I think is great. And it was like the first real computer movie. It makes me look old. Now everything is computers.
Was it really?
Like, that was like the big deal. It was like, it was made on a computer.
Oh my gosh.
It wasn't hand animated. It was like the Pixar thing. So it was real good. A classic. Love it so much. Number 2, probably the best one. And when they sing that song about, when Jessie sings the song about her, we used to be together. Forget it. Just
Love
tears. So we would watch those movies and cry, and then watch Toy Story 3 with Addie. And spoiler, if you haven't seen that, the end of that one, just tears. Kind of a cop-out, if you ask me. What
was the end of that one?
Well, they've done everything they can to not die in that fire, so they just hold hands and accept their deaths together. And I was like, I don't remember this at all. And you're like,
I forgot about
they're all going to die as friends. Oh, it was awful. And then,
but they don't.
They were like, aliens save them. I was like, well, okay, Pixar. You know what? This movie was great. I'll give you that. I'll give you the nice tight bow at the end whenever saved. But man, we were just bawling our eyes out watching that one. And then Toy Story 4, I felt no emotion for. It was fine. I could have done with a lot less Forky.
I bawled at the end of that one.
A lot less Forky. Yeah. I liked Forky Ask a Question on Disney Plus. That's a real good. When it first came out, it was like these 5-minute shorts. Yeah. That's as much Forky. Yeah. Perfect. 5 minutes. He would ask a question like, "What is love?" And they would try to explain. Oh. And this was real cute. So we love Toy Story. Now, we are you get real deep in the Toy Story wormhole about who the different characters are and why they all are so connected. How the girl that Jesse's person was Andy's mom.
Okay, there is a long connection with this.
It's amazing, and you're like, well, this all kind of checks out. I don't know if they intended it, but I feel like if you're animating it, you knew what you were doing when you were putting it together. It wasn't just like an accident.
Do you ever do the Pixar eggs? That's what they're called. I just found out about these. So it's like people will find connections in different Pixar movies.
I've seen that. That's very... It was good when there were like 12 movies, and now it's like 20. And they're like,
there's a ton.
And now onward, and you're like, no, this doesn't make sense anymore. Like, for a while, it really, for a while, I could see them in one big deal.
In The Incredibles, when they go on vacation and he has on that Hawaiian shirt, it has like Monsters, Inc. characters on it. Oh, that's fun. I know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, little things like that.
I really like most Pixar movies. We need to do a whole one on Pixar and rank the movies.
I love Pixar movies.
I love most of them.
Mm-hmm. Inside Out.
What's your favorite one? Oh, Inside Out. I can't even watch it. Watched it one time. That was one that I was like, never again. Emotional. Never. Especially with girls. I'm like, I'm never watch this movie again.
I love Monsters, Inc. We'll have to do a whole podcast on that.
Hate Great Dinosaur. Love.
Oh, it was okay.
Nope. You're wrong. No. Well, we'll talk about it. Okay. But any closing thoughts on Universal
Hollywood Studios?
Hollywood Harry Potter Land? I don't know. What are we talking about? Yeah.
I can't stress enough to not go on a weekend. Try to make it during the middle of your week.
Okay.
And book those reservations early.
Sci-Fi Diner. You got to do Sci-Fi Diner.
Sci-Fi Diner. I love it, but it's so hard to book right now.
Yeah. We've only gone maybe once there and not gone there, though. Like, I don't go to the different restaurants there. Like, try the different things because that's my favorite. Like, that's my must-do. I'm like, I don't care about the rides there as much as that. It just makes me happy. So.
Yep. Yeah, Rise of the Resistance. It's a doozy, but it's
Do you want to try to close this out?
So, that's all we have for you today.
For me?
For you. Thanks for tuning in. This is episode 4, right? So you have 3 other ones to listen to now.
Yeah.
And
okay, you know what? Just
more
it's fine. No, that's it. We're good. See you later. All right.
If you would like me to book and plan your next trip for free, click the link in the description below. Thank you and have a magical day.